Hi people, just got back from a rip on the river. There's been quite a little bit of interest in my Takakak 300 LX. That's the 3 meter boat, and the Tohatsu 6 horse. Um, so I thought I'd just put together some goofy video for you here so you can kind of take a look at it. And don't expect a lot from my filmmaking because this is not what I do. But I'm just trying to give you a real world example of how the boat would be used and quick thoughts. All in all, it's a lightweight, fast, very effective, minimalist ship. Durability might be an issue, but that's what you get for light. All in all, I like it. So here we go. Okay, so here we are. We're ripping up the river past the marina, and I'm running probably 40% throttle on the Tohatsu 6 horse with the standard propeller. It's reasonably flat. There's a little breeze out here, but not much. And you'll note that we're tooting along, 12 to 14 knots just fine. And decks are dry. No spray whatsoever. It's very dry running. Even though I'm cooking out here into the river and getting over a certain amount of chop. Comfortable ride, but obviously the boat's quite light. Swinging back around up the river because there were some seals in here chasing some salmon and an eagle or two, and I kind of wanted to see what was going on. And then the gill netters are out working the river just right behind me there, so we've seen a lot of fish actually in the river recently, so we're out here. But you can see probably 20% throttle. I'm not even sure that the boat's on plane yet. You'll notice that it's a very, very flat wake, which I like. That's a real benefit. I hate to be the guy that's always rolling the wake around. Looks like I'm back kicking it up here again. Past the marina. Again, just dry, just skimming right along the top of the water. So, there's some spray there, but it's very well, shunted away from the boat. So, not problematic at all. This is heading up towards New Westminster. At this rate of speed, it takes about 15 minutes for me to get to the marina, from my marina to there. So, kind of fun. Great big eagles flying in here looking like, here he comes. He sees a fish. Not quite sure what he's after. So I'm going to get out into the main channel here and bounce along a little bit in a little bit of rougher water. Probably about a foot of chop. There's a certain amount of vessel traffic out here, so I'm riding on top of it. Still really no meaningful cavitation problems. Again, that's can be an issue with these boats, and I've experienced a touch. We will get into that. Right down the main channel of the river. Again, I'm running probably 50% throttle. Find that that's adequate. Again, you do go faster if you light it up, but this seems plenty quick enough. Tugboat wake. We're pretty dry, really. It's about 2 feet I'm riding over. Not having any cavitation problems with this outboard or prop, but when I had another person in the boat here yesterday in the same conditions, you would have experienced a certain amount of prop slip. so a cavitation plate I could see would be useful if you were doing that a lot. But for just me in here, it's fine. You'll note that it is a catamaran. Tight turns are a little slippery and sloppy if you're used to a monohull. Wouldn't want to hit that. They get in here tight and out of the slop, I can open it up. I'm running at about 30% throttle. So I mean, that's pretty functional. Go through the entire fuel tank in about an hour, so you want to stay on top of that. With the 6 horse and Tohatsu. And I get up here in some slick water, I'll go on full burn, but I find that it's not too useful. I mean, the boat can start to get kind of squirrely, moving that fast. I don't think a person would do it a lot, but to have the reserve power in case he had more people on board is useful. So that's pretty well full tilt. That measures out to be about 14, 15 knots. I don't think you'd want to go much faster than this. Fortunately, this runs with a very, very, very flat wake, which is nice, because I hate to be the guy that's flying in here, but on plane, the wake is noticeably smaller than it is with a monohull boat. Anyway, almost home. Anyway, we're coming in here behind the home boat. Big, heavy, low-slung girl. Anyway, really nothing to report other than it works. Other things that I like about it, of course, are the pack size in 2 bags, one of which is 40 pounds, the other is about 20. So not heavy to lock out on deck to do your inflating or deflating. If I had to, I could tow this boat because with the tube transom it doesn't hold water. And actually there's quite a bit of room for it on the foredeck that if I had to sail with it up there in a pinch, or if I just wanted to store it up there overnight, which I typically probably would, it's not hard to do. The biggest problem with stuff like this, if you're a minimalist like myself, is the pain in the ass of dealing with the outboard, because even the 6 horse is like 55 pounds. It's kind of heavy. It's a clunky object. And of course, you know, the gasoline and all the rest of it, which I kind of hate. If you're going to take the outboard aboard and stow it, which you really should do, it's important to be able to turn the gasoline off and run the gasoline out of the carburetor, because like of all these little outboards, they leak like a sieve if you don't do that, if you don't get the gasoline out of the float bowl. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. But nonetheless, actually for my purposes, which is you know, kind of a grocery getter if I'm out someplace where I'm going to be for a while, or a fishing boat, probably more importantly, it's a pretty confident little machine, and I think it'll really look after itself and pay for itself. Like any of these boats, they are lightly built and fragile, and durability might be an issue. But, you know, if you're going to be a cruising sailor for the long haul, learning to repair deflatables is part of the skill set you've got to have, and just carry the parts and do it. So, and be cautious, obviously. So I would give the Tachycat a pretty well solid thumbs up at this point. I was lucky to end up with the 3-meter version. I was able to get it at a significant discount, which is great. I kind of thought I was going to get the 2.6, and I'm glad I didn't, because they feel smallish for their length if you're comparing them to a conventional inflatable. But for most people who are doing what I'm doing, the 3-meter boat's a very nice boat, and if you want to keep it on the light side and stowable and all the rest, I don't know much out there that would do it as well. So, cheers.